First, I want to say hello and welcome you all to our kitchen here at the South Texas Veterans Healthcare System. I'm Chef Carl Conway, I'm the executive chef. What I'm going to do is share with you, hopefully, my story today about what motivated me to do this, how my dietitians helped me to achieve my success, and maybe a couple little tips on how you can be successful too. First thing I'm going to do is I have to show off my new girlish figure here. I started out here with a 56-inch waist, and one of my things was I could not tie my apron. Well, it can only be tied in the back, and since my arms are not that long, I had to have help to do it. So what I'm happy about now is that not only do I not have to just tie it in the back, I could bring it around the front and make a bow. Well, my biggest issue is with my bones and joints. I'm arthritic. I've had spinal fusion surgery, so carrying the extra weight around increased the impact, especially lower body impact. Hips, knees, ankles. I'd never really had any problem going upstairs because that was more of a cardiovascular issue. It was coming downstairs with the impact on the joints and stuff. And I find I'm still not going to come from the 7th floor down to the basement, but I do have less discomfort when I'm going downstairs now because of the lowered impact. I was almost 300 pounds, and I was having health issues that are related to that. I had gotten so used to carrying that weight that I didn't realize how bad it felt until I wasn't carrying it anymore. And then the motivation was, heck, I made a promise, so I got to keep it now. What I learned here was, I have a background in fitness and I have a background in nutrition. There really wasn't a whole bunch of stuff that they were going to teach me new about how to take care of myself and how to lose weight. So basically what it came down to is I had to learn how to practice what my dietitians were preaching. Okay. In addition to the personal satisfaction of what I did, I got a professional benefit out of it too. It really flattened the learning curve I had on some of the things that I had to incorporate into my planning for meals for our veterans. Everything I did, I had to pay attention to sodium content, fat content, carbohydrate content, balancing things. It helps to schedule your meals just like you schedule your exercise. And I can't always do that because of my job, but the one thing I make sure I always do is breakfast. I do food every morning. Sometimes it's leftover dinner, but I do not leave the house without eating. So I have more fuel, energy when I get here. It used to be I was not a morning, well, I'm still not a morning person, but the reason for it has changed now. I have the energy.
What would you say to other veterans who are facing the same challenges you were?
You got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. And it doesn't get any easier if you wait. And the problem is a lot of us just don't know where to start. So that's why you got to be honest with your medical care provider about your situation, what you're feeling, how you're feeling. That's what a lot of us veterans, we think we are invincible, because we've been through. That was war. This is not that serious. Yeah, it is that serious, and you need to take it that seriously. Stop pretending that we are bulletproof because we're not. And those resources are there for us. Take advantage of them. And there's no, I always tell people it's okay to not be okay, and tell people you're not okay so they can help you get okay. The biggest thing is making myself and self-care a priority. If I don't do anything else, I have to do about 10 to 15 minutes of stretching in the morning just to make sure everything's well-oiled and working. I try to do a little bit of, non-weight bearing exercise. core exercises. I do a lot of lower body stuff. I don't do, I used to be a power lifter. So I mean, I could bench Peru. Now I have the heaviest weights I have right now are 10-pound weights, and I'm not going to do anything heavier than that. I will walk 30 minutes at some point during my day and get my heart rate above 128. Those are my goals every day, and I do that. I will say that I probably have resources and a base of knowledge that most people don't have, but the resources are there for everybody. I have 17 dietitians running around eyeballing everything I eat. Everybody doesn't have that. But whatever your situation is and wherever you're starting out, the resources are there for you to get help. But you have to be honest with the people who can provide you that help if you need it. Well, first you got to be honest with yourself, and then talk openly and honestly with the people who can get you the assistance that you need. There's no stigma to it. Veterans especially, I'm tough. Yeah, great. Now go get yourself taken care of. I didn't realize that I was suffering until I wasn't. I noticed that it's easier for me to walk from the parking lot to the office now, and it's a little thing, but I notice it. I've never had trouble going upstairs. I've always had trouble coming downstairs because of all the impact. It's a little bit easier now too. I've always been fairly energetic, but I didn't realize how much energy it was taking to be energetic. Again, you don't realize that you feel bad until you feel good. And that's the biggest difference for me. It had just become something I was used to. I had kept everything so well controlled with medications and things. I'm not fanatical about it, but I thought I was taking good care of myself. And I guess I was taking good medical care of myself, but it wasn't health care, it was medical care.
Right.
So again, you don't know what you need until sometimes somebody points out that you need it. This is a priority for me now. Not just getting this weight off, but keeping it off. I mean, I've taken weight off before. But it wasn't about a fix, it was about a lifestyle change. I think we all know these things. It's just hard to know where to start sometimes. The most positive thing I can say is that I've made myself a priority. In the past it was like, well, I don't have time. And the thing is, you don't have time if you don't make time. There are a million other things I could be doing rather than taking care of myself. But I had to put that higher on my list of things to do. Once you get to feeling good, and people start telling you how good you look, which I always hear that anyway, but still, I'm hearing it more now than ever. It's motivating. It is motivating. The main thing for me was the accountability. Once I knew I had to report to somebody every week and say, this is what I did and this is how much progress I made. I guess ego kind of took over after that. Can't afford to fail, and so that's a big, we veterans are like that. We, once we make a commitment, but it's making that commitment and knowing where to start for a lot of people. That's the issue. If you don't know where to start, ask. When you go see these resources are available to every veteran, but most of us don't know where to ask. I just happen to be here, and I heard about, I see all the flyers and all, and then y'all asked me to help participate. I knew nothing about any of this stuff here, but it's available to every veteran. If you're not feeling good, I always tell folks, your healthcare provider should know you almost as well as your spouse. You can't be afraid to discuss anything with them.
Right.
If you let them know what your situation is, I promise you they'll try to find a way to help you fix it. The one thing about the VA and just people in general that I know, they support our veterans. You know, there is no need you have that somebody here, anybody here that I know of, wouldn't bend over backwards to make sure you get it. The bureaucracy, the organ itself, yeah, it's a big lot of tentacles, but the individuals here are here to take care of people, and they will do it, whatever it takes. My success story is not, I don't know if it's typical or it's not, and it doesn't matter. It's mine. Yours will be different. The point is, it's your success. How you will define it for you. I do not compare what I did to what others did because, frankly, I don't know. Some may have done more, some may have done less, but what I did was good for me, and that's my success. Find out, again, what is it that you need and how close are you getting to that goal? That's how you define your success, you know. One of the biggest things, like I said, is that it has increased my knowledge and I think my ability to help other veterans. Your success is measured by what your needs are, not what anybody else's are. And please don't make the mistake of comparing what happened to you or what you did to what happened to me or anybody else. Because no two people, especially no two bodies, especially when you're dealing with medical issues and healthcare issues, are the same. So my biggest thing is don't compare your road, your journey with anybody else's. You can have people that join you on it and help you on it and motivate you and stuff, but don't let other people define your success for you.